Rachel and Madeline, there are mixed reactions when it comes to Jackie's story in that Rolling Stone article. Some students have been questioning it since the start, while others hope that it doesn't take away from the big issue at hand, that there are rapes that occur on college campuses. For years, people have been remembering Morgan Harrington's death. In fact, out here at Copley Bridge, that's where she was last seen 5 years ago. Before the Hannah Graham investigation, people are wondering if there's a connection to those two cases. Today, we found out, yes, that's a possibility. And as you can see behind me, officers, investigators are still out here on scene. Around 11 this morning, Virginia State Police kind of swarmed this area of Goochland County and discovered Kevin Quick's body. And all eyes will be on this trial starting tomorrow, as this is the first time a governor of Virginia has been charged with the crime. So this is kind of that heavy snow that you can definitely make a snowball with, make a snowman with. It's going to pack together very nicely. Health officials say that when looking for an insect repellent, you want to find something that's EPA approved. The new facility allows engineers to test crash avoidance features in cars like on this Outback. Despite a wet start, as soon as Governor Terry McAuliffe stood up to speak, the rain stopped, and he began to speak on the future of the Commonwealth. This glove display is a representation of how one hospital in Guinea attempts to disinfect their gloves and masks by washing them and then setting them out to dry, only to reuse them over and over again due to the lack of supplies available. Yeah, the city decided to open up this bridge and the John Warner Parkway at different times today so that traffic can kind of figure its way out and drivers can understand what's going on. Rape is real, even on college campuses where students are on their own. Since the release of a Rolling Stone article depicting an alleged rape at the Phi Kappa Psi fraternity house at UVA, the university has been booming with protesters who are disgusted by the alleged rape culture on grounds. However, Ashley Brown, president of One Less, a sexual assault advocacy group at UVA, says that protesting is just the beginning.
As upsetting and hurtful as it was to see all of this stuff in print and to see it in our own community, I think that this is the kick, so to speak, that the community needed to really say, all right, no more. We're going to fix this.
And that's exactly what happened. Protests and rallies have been taking place throughout UVA's grounds all weekend. And on Saturday night, professors came out to take back the party and to put a stop to rape.
What do we want? Men's rape. When do we want it? Now.
Hundreds walked from Beta Bridge on Rugby Road through grounds yearning for change.
But we don't think concern is enough. Rape is a crime, and people who commit the crime of rape need to be prosecuted to the full extent of the law.
The culture of rape, I think, is learned, and I think that means it can be unlearned. In a place like this where we try to teach people to think critically, what we need to do is to unlearn these practices.
This isn't going away without concerted action that involves the Board of Visitors, the President, the administration, the faculty, and the students.
Brown says now it is time for the next step. She just hopes the momentum doesn't die down.
After people come back from break, after the news cycles move on to the next big thing, we're hoping that people don't drop this issue.
She wants people to keep pushing and fighting for justice until there is a solution. Loren Thomas, Wahoo, Fox 27 News.
We're getting our dogs back. We're getting our dogs back.
Brenton Mathis is determined to see his dogs come back home after they were taken by authorities. He says an investigator came to his home on Tuesday to check out the property without any explanation. Then Thursday morning, his dogs were seized. Mathis says he's done nothing wrong.
All I did was have more than one pit bull outside. If it's a crime to have a dog outside, okay, I committed that.
Authorities found 10 pit bulls behind his home in cages and in dog chains. They also found evidence in connection to dog fighting.
Is it against the law to own a treadmill? Is it against the law to own a hide? But you have these things together, all of a sudden you're a dog fighter.
Mathis says he gives his dogs food, lets them exercise, and loves them like family.
Take a look at those animals. You'll see for yourself. You'll see for yourself. There's nothing going on here. These are the dogs that they took, man. You know, these animals. These, puppies.
Mathis says pit bulls get a bad reputation from the media, but he just wants his dogs back home.
It's a loving breed. You know what I mean? I can't say enough about the animals, man. You know what I mean? And so I wouldn't do anything to put them in harm's way.
The Fluvanna County Sheriff's Office says that they are waiting to get evidence back from the Virginia Animal Fighting Task Force before they move forward. And at this point, no charges have been filed. Loren Thomas, Charlottesville Tonight. I spoke with the victim's niece today, and she's pretty shaken up. She says nothing like this has ever happened in her neighborhood, and now she's just looking for answers into who robbed her uncle.
I would like to know why. You know, I would really like to know why.
Allison Wood is still upset about what happened to her uncle on Tuesday night. Albemarle County Police were called to the 5400 block of Claudia Street in Crozet around 11 o'clock for a possible home invasion. According to Wood, her 74-year-old uncle ran across the street to her house for help.
He said that he heard a real loud noise. It sounded like somebody was shaking the door, you know, trying to break the door in. And he said he went to the door and opened it, and when he did, the black gentleman grabbed him with his arms like this and put a gun to his ribs and threw him down in the chair and told him that if he didn't, you know, do what they said, that they were going to kill him.
She says they stole his wallet with over $1,000 in cash, his cell phone, eyeglasses, and toilet paper. She is now questioning the safety of the neighborhood.
I've lived here my entire life, and, you know, now my kids are growing up here, and it's just a lot of kids in the area. And it's just really, really scary because you don't know, you know, who it could be. You know, you don't know if one of the kids would have answered the door.
Albemarle County Police released a description of the possible suspects involved as a heavy-set black man in his late 40s, between 5'9" and 6 foot tall, bald with no facial hair, and a tall white woman in her 30s, between 5'10" and 6'2". She was last seen wearing a gray hoodie. They are also asking for the community's help in finding these suspects. Now, once again, police don't believe the victim knew the suspects, but they are continuing their investigation and asking anyone with information to call Crime Stoppers 434-977-4000. Live in the Newsplex, Loren Thomas, CBS 19 News. Traffic patterns have certainly changed off of I-64's 136 exit. In fact, the change almost makes you feel like you're in a different country.
Well, this is like driving in Europe. I'm on the wrong side of the road.
The new setup at Zion Crossroads in Louisa County is called the Diverging Diamond Interchange, which briefly shifts drivers to the opposite side of the road and eliminates traditional left turns onto I-64. The interchange opened on Friday night, and since then, drivers have had their share of opinions.
It's very confusing, and I would be afraid somebody would have an accident because it's just, it doesn't make sense. It's not logical the way it's set up.
The first time I rode it was just today. I was like, what the hell's going on? I didn't know.
The way they got it set up right now, when you drive it, you got to go really slow, you know, and pay attention because a lot of things are happening. I would have thought a good cloverleaf would have worked fine, but you know, they're trying something different, I guess.
The layout is very different and modeled after a French design from the 1970s. After speaking to several people who have driven through the Diverging Diamond, it's safe to say the common theme has been confusion. But the confusion soon goes away once you ride along the new interchange. After taking it slow and making sure to stop at the lights, you can smoothly make your way to the interstate. Loren Thomas, CBS 19 News. A mother of two was asked to take in her aunt's 4 children, and since then, she has stepped up to the challenge but says now they need help to create more space in their home. 29-year-old Brandy Harris is a mother of 2 living in Palmyra. But last August, her aunt, Crystal Trent, was shot and killed by her boyfriend, who later turned the gun on himself. Harris then took on a great task of taking care of Trent's 4 children, all living in her house.
My life got turned upside down. Went from 2 kids to 6 overnight, you know, not being able to do the things I wanted to do. But it's about them now, not me, so I just got to do what's best for them.
The children range from 4 to 14 years old, and Harris says there's just not enough space in her 3-bedroom home for all of them.
Everybody's just crammed right now. You know, it's no privacy at all, no leeway, and it's like one level, so everybody's just always into each other.
Harris wants to build extra rooms onto the house for the kids, but she needs help. So she started a fundraiser on GoFundMe.com, hoping to raise $40,000 for renovations. And since taking on her aunt's children, her finances have also suffered.
I've had to stop working. I've cut back from full-time being in school to part-time to now not even going for the summer because it's just too much to take 6 kids somewhere. It's hard. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, it's hard.
But friends and family have come to her aid and are also spreading the word about the fundraiser.
Going from 2 kids to 6 kids overnight is drastic. And Brandy's not the type to ask for help. She tries to be strong and she wants to do everything on her own. But in a case like this, you need help.
Harris loves the children as her own and says that she's grateful to be able to take care of them, but is still saddened by the way they came into her care.
They don't see my emotion behind it. I had it from the kids, but it's very, very, very hard at times. It's very emotional, but I have to put the kids first.
Now, if you are interested in helping Brandy and the kids out with that fundraiser, you can log onto our web channel at newsplex.com and click on the link in the story. Reporting live in the Newsplex, Loren Thomas, CBS 19 News.